What's up, everyone? Thanks for tuning into my channel, Jace's Own World. We are going to be talking about clutches and their failures once again. Are we excited? How many videos do I have on this same car, Mark 7 GTI? For any of you who own a Mark 7 GTI, or most importantly, anyone who is thinking about owning a Mark 7 GTI, I don't recommend the manual. I'm sorry, but I'm a die-hard manual guy. Any chance that I have to get a manual car over an automatic, I'm gonna get it. But through my experience with the Mark 7 GTI, it's been a pile of crap. Pile of crap. The manual on it feels really good when it's working, but the sucker just fails way too much. And I am on now, see, OEM, stage 2 DKM, stage 2 DKM, Southbend stage 3 endurance, now an X clutch, stage 2. This is the 5th clutch that has gone into my car. I'm the original owner. I have going on 147,000 miles. 5 clutches. So do the math. That's not even 30,000 miles per clutch. Well, I guess I've gone through 4 clutches and I just got a brand new one. So 147,000 miles. I would say about 35,000 miles on each clutch as an average. That's not good. That is definitely not good. So yeah, the clutch on the Mark 7 GTI is no bueno. Get the DSG. That's what I'm saying. Get the DSG. But let's go ahead and get right into this video. I'm going to show you my Southbend Stage 3 Endurance clutch and its failures and what it looks like. And this is probably only after like 40 or 45,000 miles. Maybe 45,000, but most likely 40,000 miles. Didn't last very long. Lasted me, let's see, 21 months. So let's get right to it. Okay, here we go. That is an old looking clutch, isn't it? That is my Southbend Stage 3 Endurance clutch. Here is the pressure plate. Here is the disc. Here is the flywheel. And here is the throwout bearing / slave cylinder that came with that kit. All right, so I just want to say that the clutch was never slipping until about a week and a half ago, and the only reason why it was slipping is because all of these components were getting drenched in brake fluid due to this little guy failing. As you can see here, let's get a close-up of this throwout bearing / slave cylinder. It's pretty dang dirty, and it's still just oily as crap. Just crap. It's just a piece of crap, is what I'm saying. You know, gosh, you know, it's just, yeah. So I'm going to start with the throwout bearing, and then I'm going to go to the pressure plate, and then to the disc, and then to the flywheel. All right, so let's go with the throwout bearing. It's a piece of crap, as you just heard me mention. The throwout bearing is definitely worn. Let's get a close-up on the hearing it. Doesn't even like turn smoothly. It's just grimy. As far as the throwout bearings inside, they're not completely worn out. Compared to my last one, obviously, there's a video on that. I show you that. And that one, you could just hear the bearings rotating. This one, not so much. This one is more so like the grime and the oil that's been spraying all over the place. Okay. So that goes to tell me that this slave cylinder and all whatever, you know, seals inside this part inside here is what failed and what caused everything to just get completely destroyed. So you can see this. Look at that. Oh my gosh. That just came out. Wow. That was literally about to fail. I mean, I'm not left-handed, and this is my left hand, and I just barely pushed on that, and look at that crap. Look at that crap. It just popped out. I was literally, literally on its last end. That thing was gonna fail. I mean, inside the car, it's smashed together, and there's a lot of pressure on it, so it's not gonna come apart like that, but still, this thing is a pile of crap. Southbend, why the crap are you including these in your very expensive, I mean, insanely expensive kits? I just don't understand that. Southbend, if you are watching this video, or if anyone like knows anyone that works for Southbend or whatever, you know, I'll need to get together with each other and just provide the OEM throwout bearings / save cylinders. Just get rid of this crap. It doesn't work. All right. All right, so let's go back down to it. So now I guess we can pull it apart. That's kind of cool. So you can see the bearing, not the bearing, the spring in there. All right, so there's another spring in there that's completely loose. I have no idea where that goes. This is the first time I've ever seen one pulled apart. Let's check out this little seal right here. And that seal tends to look like it's in place, but I honestly don't know how they're supposed to look like from the factory, you know? So I have nothing to base this off. I'm just going off what I'm seeing right now. And it's, I mean, look at that. It just comes right apart. Pile of crap. Pile of crap. Like this, I'm assuming this is for the throwout bearing portion, but then this rubber seal right here is for, you know, the oil to not leak. I'm just gonna pull it out now. I can't. Oh, there we go. Okay. All right, I'm gonna inspect this sucker. And I mean, it doesn't look like it's, I don't know. I don't know what to look for. But all I know is I'm pretty sure it's not supposed to come out on its own that easily. Like, this is a pretty major component. I would say the most important component of your clutch assembly when you're operating your clutch pedal, and for this car at least, and then, you know, for it to just like fall apart like that so easily, that's just ridiculous. So there's the inside. So there's that. This just feels like a pile of crap. Now, I don't know what the OEM one feels like when it's taken apart. I don't know. But, you know, the OEM one, this whole piece right here is plastic, and same with this. For this one, only this part right here is plastic, and this is an entirely metal body. And I think they're going for the idea that, oh, if we include a metal body, it might be stronger. It's going to be stronger. People are going to like that. They're going to stop. Look, people, just get the OEM one. Spend the extra $100 online. Have it shipped to your house. Do not include these piles of crap that come in these kits. I don't care if it's the all metal version or if it's the half metal version. If it is not the OEM one, don't put it on. I mean, ridiculous. So that's pile of crap. That is what failed. And when that fails, because it sits inside the bell housing of your transmission, it's going to spray oil all over your clutch. And it doesn't matter if your clutch is brand new or you've been running it for a year, 2 or 3 or 4. Once you start getting oil in there, and all of these clutch parts with this car, the way it's set up, you know, it's all going to get contaminated with brake oil because of that. And when it starts getting contaminated with brake oil, all of the parts with the clutch are going to start working overtime and slipping and causing problems. So it's just the way that VW designed it. I think I've overtalked that point. Let's go on to the pressure plate. All right, so the pressure plate looks like a normal pressure plate. There's no grooves or anything in there, which there really shouldn't be. I don't feel any grooving, but it is pretty worn. As you can see, it's pretty hot spot. It's not like it wasn't being used. Everything up here looks to be fine. The red can show you that it is a Southbend, and this is the stage 3 endurance one. None of the fins are feeling loose or anything like that. They all feel to be even. There are no visible damage inside the pressure plate itself. I'm banging it and there's nothing loose. So the pressure plate was good, besides the fact that there's just a lot of wear on it. And I find that very odd because this clutch is rated at 580 foot-pounds of torque. I don't know if that's to the crank or to the wheels, but I'm assuming that that's the crank. I have never dynoed my car, but if I was going to dyno it, well, let's just, let's throw that out. I have looked at my logs, and there are moments when I'm hitting like 430, 440 foot-pounds of torque in my logs, but they're very like short bursts. So I don't think I could say, yeah, my car is making 430, 440 foot-pounds of torque. No, I think it's more so like when it's actually going and hooking, it's probably around the 400 to 415 foot-pounds of torque at the wheels. So that's what I'm assuming. So if this is rated at 580 foot-pounds, this clutch kit, let's say that's crank, the wheel should probably be around, let's say 500. 500 to 510, 520, low 500s, okay? Well, I'm not pushing anything near that. So for it to look this worn out is concerning. But regardless, let's move on to the clutch disc. This is what the clutch disc looks like. And ironically, like a lot of clutch discs, they have a protrusion on one side and on the other side they don't. Most of the time, the non-protruded side, which is this side, goes to your flywheel and your engine. And the protruded side goes to your pressure plate or your transmission. Well, in this case, with this kit, the protruded side actually goes towards your engine or your flywheel, which is on this side already bolted to the engine. And the non-protruded side faces your transmission. So that was a little odd about this, but I knew it was right when I installed it because it actually gives you the instructions on which side to put this in. So if this is mounted to your engine and this is the protruded side, it sits in like that. That's how it works. But as you can see, it's pretty worn out. This is not what the disc on this clutch kit is supposed to look like. I will insert a picture of what it's supposed to look like right here. Okay, so you're seeing what it's supposed to look like. It's a Kevlar disc, so it's supposed to hold pretty good amount of power. And the endurance, I would assume that would mean that it's supposed to endure longer with the Kevlar disc and everything. Well, looking at it, it hasn't lasted at all. Like this is actually this side, not the shiny like orange yellowish right here, but this is where all the friction is that holds the power. There's nothing left on both sides. There's nothing left, guys. So it's just insane. And I didn't even drive this thing hard. Like, I think I took it to the canyons 2 or 3 times. I barely race anyone on the road anymore. And I just use this, like, as a daily for work most of the time, being a little wussy. just driving day to day, stoplight to stoplight. For it to look like that is, wow. That does not tell me that Southbend is quality, right? I mean, this clutch kit right now, right this very moment, is over $2,100. I got 40,000 miles, roughly 40,000 miles out of this car, not driving it hard at all. Like compared to a lot of you other guys who drive your cars like crazy, I don't drive like that. And for it to look like this, you tell me, do you want to spend $2,100 on this kit? I'm telling you, don't do it right now. Do not buy Southbend. They're not worth it. So let's go to the Flywheel now. And the Flywheel looks really bad. I've actually never seen any of my Flywheels on my car, my MK7 GTI, look this bad. Look at these hot spots, guys. Now, remember, I told you that my car was not slipping at all until about a week or two ago. It's just very concerning because I don't know if, well, first of all, let me inspect it and let you guys know. I don't feel any grooves. There's no grooves. So that's a good sign that everything was working properly. Like nothing was out of the ordinary. Nothing was gouging anything. So that's good. There's no grooves in the Flywheel itself. But this major hotspot. So I wish I could know what this looked like 2 weeks ago, before the stupid throwout bearing / slave cylinder failed, because the car was running fine. I would, full throttle it and it would shift every time. It would be nice. I didn't even think that my clutch was failing, a week, 2 ago. So it's just odd. So I'm wondering what caused it to burn this bad, because I do not drive my clutch hard at all. The only thing that I can think of with my Flywheel looking that bad and my pressure plate looking that bad and my disc looking like it's worn to crap is that with this clutch, I'm not going to say that the pedal modulation is bad, because it's not. It's stiff, but it's not as stiff as the DKM Stage 2 that I had. But it's almost like you have to slip it a lot more than normal, because you can't just like let it out and let it grab like a lot of other clutches. There's so much clamping force on it that you have to slip it a lot more before you fully release the clutch. And with all that slipping is going to cause a lot of wear and tear, especially on the Flywheel and the disc. That's the only thing I can think of, because it's not like I was just crazy whomping on this car and I never launched the car. I think I've launched it maybe twice in the entire time I've owned this car since 2017. Maybe 3 times. I don't know. But I don't launch this car, and I definitely maybe only launched it. No, I don't even think I did launch it when I had this clutch. So I think it's just all the wear and tear of the daily driving with the slipping of the clutch, just from the way that the clutch pedal operates, and you had to get it to grab. And then, with the throwout bearing / slave cylinder failing, that just exacerbated everything else. And, when I drove my car to the shop the other day, it was to the point where my clutch, I would press on my clutch and I would be able to get it, but it's just slipping like crazy. And it wants to grab. This was happening for the last week or 2. I don't really remember, so I'm just going to say a week or 2. But it fully depressed, and then I let it out this much, and it wants to grab in it. And then the clutch finally grabs, but then the pedal will be stuck there. So maybe, and then I would have to put my foot to lift the clutch back up, and then the car would feel like it fully is grabbed now. So maybe because the clutch pedal was stuck, that was just exacerbating all of that slipping and just roasting my clutch. That's what I think mostly it is from that big, huge hot spot on my flywheel. That's what I think it is. Um, because other than that, the clutch was not slipping. It was functioning as well as it was from the very day that I installed it and drove it. So it's just really odd. But nonetheless, the clutch is toast. And I just want to say that, when I bought this clutch, it was $1,700 plus tax. I'm not going to put the tax into the price of the clutch. I'm just going to leave it as it is on the website. I bought it for $1,700. And then COVID hit, and this clutch went up in price, just like everything else. It went up in price $400. And then it just immediately went up $400 like crazy. Just like, everything else. But I thought that was insane. Insane. And then it's gone up another $30 or $50 since that huge $400 price bump. But I mean, almost like $2,150 right now, almost $2,200 for this clutch. I just don't trust it. I just don't. Everyone talks about Southbend, and I'm not saying they're bad. I thought it was a great clutch until this happened. And this should not happen this soon. That's what I'm saying. This should not happen. If you're going to sell your clutch kits at the most expensive than any other brand, you better damn be the best damn clutch kit in the market. I really want to cuss right now because I'm really pissed off that this happened. You better damn well be the best clutch kit in the market, right? And on top of that, you better damn well include parts besides the actual clutch kit itself. You better include parts, talking about the Throwout bearing / save cylinder, that's going to attest to a lot of miles. Like this, at its price, should be a 100,000 mile clutch. You should be getting 100,000 miles out of this clutch, no problem. And you know what? Maybe there's a couple of you out there who have. The majority of us aren't. And I don't know how this clutch would have operated if I put an OEM Throwout bearing / save cylinder in there. I don't even know how my X clutch is going to operate with the OEM / slave cylinder that I just put in there. I don't. But I feel a lot more confident that VW knows how to make their Throwout bearing / save cylinders more than this thing that just fell apart with me during this video. And I don't know where Southbend is getting this part. I don't know if they make it in-house or if they're buying it from someone else. I really don't know. I'm lost. I don't know. But it's definitely not the OEM one. And that's what I do know, okay? $2,150 for this clutch, not including tax. So out the door, after you buy all the oil for your transmission, and then all the bolts that are one-use bolts, and then, another, if you opt for that, if you buy another Throwout bearing / save cylinder, which is $100, you're going to be, and then tax, you're $2,500, $2,600 into this clutch. That's crazy. That's crazy. It's a VW GTI based off a Golf. All right? I'm pretty sure even the regular Golfs use this same stuff. It should not be that expensive. It should not be. I just got my X clutch, and it feels better than this one. It feels better than the DKM one I had. And it holds more torque. A lot more torque. A lot more torque. Now, we'll see how long it lasts. But I'm loving it right now. There are also a lot of people out there running DKM clutches. I don't like them anymore because I've already ran 2 of them. I've never ran the twin disc one, but that one has the most case studies of people having crank walk. So there's no way I'm going to run that one. BFI and Clutch Masters just don't have a good rep for our cars. They always slip sooner than they should. And then the only other ones that I I know are decent are the ECS tuning ones. I hear they're pretty good, but I hear their clutch pedal effort is really, really tough and stiff. But I hear good things about them. And they're cheap. They're pretty cheap kits. And then Ringer Racing, they're pretty good too. And I believe those ones come with the OEM Throwout bearing save cylinder. So those all should be good kits, but the main point I'm trying to make is they're all so much cheaper than Southbend. Southbend, they should be like the best of the business. They should be lasting the longest. If everybody loves them so much, they should just be the best out there. And in my opinion, they're not, because I've used one and it lasted me 40,000 miles and it is rated for way more torque than I have on my car. So long story short, I know every video that I make is long. I'm sorry, because I do talk a lot. My professors at school actually tell me that I put too much information into it and that I just need to take it easy on myself. But I can't do that because I want to be the best that I can. And when I submit stuff and try to be the best at explaining things, because sometimes I think people on YouTube don't explain things very well and they don't relate with people very well. So I try to relate with you guys, and I try to give you some pointers from the things that have done me wrong on my car, you know? So anyways, I wish my clutch didn't happen like this as it did. I wish I could just go and buy a $1,700 Southbend Stage 3 Endurance clutch and expect it to last 100,000 miles. I wish that would happen, but in my case, it didn't. The longest lasting clutch that I've had actually was my first DKM one, and that one started slipping at 55,000 miles of using that clutch, and I think that's pretty good. But the next one just plunked on me, and then I was like, no more DKM. So anyways, if you guys learn anything from my video, learn to spend your money wisely and look at videos like mine before you go out and make a big purchase. So far, the X clutch is great, and time will tell how it goes. And if it doesn't last very long, then, you know, I'm going to make a video about it. And I don't mind putting it out there and making these videos for you guys. So anyways, that was how my Stage 3 Southbend Endurance clutch ended up. It's unfortunate. If anyone else out there has any Southbend clutch stories that you would like to share with us, let us know. Until then, thanks again for watching, and I'll check you out on the next video, okay? Peace.